Assalamualaikum, my name is Hamizah and I will talk about synergy effect. Before that, I will give definition about synergy. Synergy is questioned as a whole that is greater than some simple of its part. The term for synergy comes from the Greek ethic word synergia, which means working together. Next, synergistic effect appears when the combination of two variables produces a better result than the one obtained by employing both variables individually. This situation where a better outcome is produced by merged element. Synergy is the effect that combines value and performance of two companies which greater than the sum of separate of individually. Synergy is commonly used in the merge and acquisition. The synergy is achieved through the combine of company and it becomes the first behind a merge. Next, on how to achieve synergy. There is two ways to achieve synergy. The first one is merge. Merge is a corporate strategy of combining different companies into one company in order to enhance the financial and operational strength for both organizations. There is reason for merge. The first one is value creation. Both organizations may undertake merge to increase the wealth of their company shareholder. The second one is acquisition of asset. And the third one is increase in financial capacity. The second way is acquisition. Acquisition is when one company purchases most of another company's share to gain control of that company. Purchasing more than 15% of target firm stock or an other asset will allow the acquirer to make new decisions on newly acquired asset without the approval from the company's shareholder. They may seek economies of scale, diversification, reduce costs, and there will be new offering, and also there will increase in synergy.
Now, I will continue the presentation with the types of synergy. Basically, there are two types of synergy, which are revenue synergy and cost synergy. Okay, firstly, we will see on the revenue synergy. A revenue synergy is a result when acquisition or combined company is able to generate more sales compared to the company that work independently or separately. By doing so, the company can gain more to the products and services. For instance, when a company A acquires most of the shares of the company B, the company A is said to have more access to control the products or services that is offered by company B. Thus, this also makes company A to have more power to make decisions for the company. Revenue synergy are interesting factors that can provide attractive economic for both parties. A seller had generates revenue synergy for the buyer as the result of the seller's unit of offering can demand a higher price. Okay, moving to the cost synergy. A cost synergy refers to the opportunity of a combined corporate entity to reduce or eliminate expenses associated with running a business. Cost synergies are realized by eliminating positions that are reviewed as duplicate within the merged entity. This includes the examples of the headquarters of one of the predecessor companies, certain executives, the human resource department, or other employees of the predecessor companies. Cost reduction is one of the most benefits of cost synergy. In the case of cost synergy, the rate of revenue may not increase, but the cost will definitely get reduced. Moving forward to the example that is applied in the industry, we can see on the airline business where Alaska Air announced that it would acquire its smaller rival Virgin America, and the revenue synergies estimated is $240 million compared to the initial target of $1.7 million. For example, in the The example for cost synergy, we can see where National Bank of Abu Dhabi and First Gulf Bank has merged, and it is said to have a one-time integration cost around 1.1 billion, which is higher compared to 500 million, which is in the initial plan. However, the cost synergies will be realized over 3 years, which primarily will be driven by network and staff reductions, consolidation of common business functions, system integration, and that's all from me.
Third types of synergy is financial synergy. Financial synergy refers to two mid-sized companies that merge together to create a financial advantage. If a mid-level company goes to borrow a loan from a bank, the bank may charge more interest. But if two mid-level companies merge and as a result, a large company goes to borrow a loan from the bank, they will get benefit since they will have better capital structure and better cash flow to support their borrowings. On the other hand, by going for financial synergy, these two companies not only achieve financial advantage in the case of borrowing loan or paying less interest, but they are also able to achieve additional tax benefit. Plus, they are also able to increase their debt capacity and to reduce the combined cost of capital. Benefit of synergy. The first benefit of synergy is diversification, which means a reduction of risk. To reduce a risk, an organization will aim to maximize return by investing in different areas that would each react differently in the same event. On the other hand, by adapting synergy, two companies can share their skill and will exploiting their strength. For example, a product development team may consist of marketers, analysts, and R&D experts. This team formation could result in increased capacity and workflow, and ultimately a better product as compared to working separately. On the other hand, synergy also can increase cost efficiency, where synergy may lead to economy scale that promote cost efficiency. As the parent company combine to form a bigger new firm, so it will result in increasing of scale of operation of the new firm. Then, as the output production rises, therefore, there are chances that the cost per unit of production will come down. Last but not least, synergy may lead to an increase in market share. When financially strong company acquire a relatively distressed one, the resultant organization can experience a substantial increase in market share. The new firm is usually more cost efficient and competitive as compared to its financially weak parent organization. Okay, next, I will go to the challenge on applying synergy in industry. There are some challenges that arise on applying synergy in industry. Firstly, it will lead to a job losses. This is a particular cause if it is an aggressive takeover by an asset stripping company, where a firm which seek to merge and get rid of underperforming sector of target firm. On the other hand, other economists may argue this creative discretion of job losses will only lead to temporary job losses, and the unemployed will find a new job in more efficient firm. Okay, the next challenge is difficult to implement. Synergy may sound easier in theory than in practice, but it is hard for an industry to practice in a real life because it requires a lot of commitment from various companies, since not all companies have the same level. Moreover, the procedure to implement this method is quite complicated and require high cost.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Akmal Zulaikha binti Azhar, and I would like to explain the next topic, which is environmental effect. Okay, environmental effect is also known as environmental impact. An environmental effect is the result of environmental impact from the human health and welfare. It can be adverse or beneficially, wholly or partially from the organization, product, activity or service that firm provided. Okay, next. In order for organization to reduce the bad of environmental impact to the world or organization itself, they need to have environmental consideration. Okay, what is environmental consideration? Environmental consideration, in easy word, that's mean organization must do something, like like regulation or rule that make the organization to reduce or to eliminate the bad impact of the organization give to the society. Okay, modern manager are mandate to comply with all local, state and federal regulation. Thus, decision maker must not only use financial tools to evaluate and plan their capital investment strategy, but they must also consider the environmental impact of the project. Environmental impact and requirement of course can affect the cost, timing and ultimately their cash flow of the company, which is associated potentially to the valuable project. Environmental safety, quality, resources, and engineering and other key requirements that affect investment decision must be evaluated every year in the capital planning and approval process. Environmental consideration, probably more than in other functional area, must be evaluated early on because of the length of time required to evaluate, process and receive proper construction and operating permits. The expected time or cost of complying with the new environmental requirement of a potential project might alter or even kill the viable project. It is important to know this before significant or wasted spending and time occurs.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Rabaitun Nahima. Okay, I will proceed for the next slide, which is environmental issue. The first issue is pollution. As we know, more than half population knows about the pollution, but we are not ready to face it. The pollution is not only limited to oil, soil, and noise, but it also extended to the light, visual, and non-visual resources. These human beings and their actions are responsible for their action that cause of the pollution. For the example, water pollution caused by oil spilling. Other than that, air pollution caused by the burning of the fossil fuel, and lastly, water and soil pollution are arising from the industrial waste. Next, the second issue is global warming. Global warming is another issue, which is increase of the temperature of the earth. This is a due effect of the greenhouse effect of the carbon dioxide and other gases. These gases contain that trapping the heat that are needed to create greenhouse effect. So, this will lead to the warmth of the earth and the survival of the people. Without the gases, the earth becomes cold and the other people will survive. Next, the third issue is the climate change. This climate change happens due to the loss of the natural processes. It happens due to the illness effect of human action by disturbing and harmful. For the example, global warming and greenhouse effect. The climate change is not only changing of the weather, but it also gives harmful effect to others. For the example, melting of the polar regions. Next, I will proceed with the example of the company with environmental issue. The company that we can see is New Belgium Brewing Company. The company have a low environmental downside from the energy which is required to superheat mesh to disposal of the spent grain and other waste. Belgian Brewing Company is now the third largest of the craft brewery in the US. This is proof that you don't need harm to the environment to achieve big achievement. Lastly, I will discuss about the synergy effect and environmental effect. Under the synergy effect, it will affect to the cash flow, which is it is included in cash flow computation. The second effect, it will give decision or effect whether it's negative or positive at the end of the result. The third is it will included in the opportunity cost principle. And lastly, this effect also give effect to the three types of synergy effect, which is on the financial, cost, and revenue. Next, under environmental effect, it must concern about the growth of environment. The second is we need concern about negative effect while manufacturing a product. For example, while manufacturing a product, we need to look on the effect or causes. For the example, like pollution, global warming, and climate change.
Okay, that's all from us. Hope you will understand and may refer to the notes given. Okay, thank you.